Big time win for the Chicago Bulls last night. They finally snapped their 5-game losing streak, picking up a much needed and unexpected win against the Denver Nuggets. But it's a game that it brought up a lot of questions about the Chicago Bulls team because their starters got their asses kicked. Go look at the box score. All of the plus minus of the starters is like -15, -22. Like they were just getting stomped when they were out there. And it was a game that players that don't normally play actually won the game for the Chicago Bulls. Jevon Carter was huge. Julian Phillips was huge. Dalen Terry was huge. They brought instant energy. Jevon Carter, I respect the hell out of that guy because he just stays ready. When he gets a shot, he's going to come in. He's got the ultimate green light. He's going to get shots up. If he doesn't play for 10 games, it doesn't matter. As soon as he gets in that 11th game, he's gunning. So those three guys brought an energy and a passion to the game that the Bulls had been sorely missing during that 5-game losing skid. I would assume it was fantastic off the bench. Jalen Smith played his ass off. It's like the 5th game in a row that Jalen Smith has thoroughly outplayed Nikola Vucevic, and that's going to bring up an interesting problem for the Chicago Bulls because Zach Collins is very close to returning here. So what do you do if Zach Collins comes back and he plays the same way he did post-trade last year? Because post-trade last year, he looked pretty good. So if you got Zach Collins playing at a high level, Jalen Smith playing at a high level, Nikola Vucevic still struggling, are you going to tell me you're going to keep starting Nikola Vucevic over these much better options? I don't think you can do that. It's going to be very interesting to see how they handle it. I've been saying for a while now, there's not going to be a trade for Nikola Vucevic. Teams have told us for 3 years now they have no interest in trading for him. You should just buy the guy out. And with Jalen Smith playing like this, Zach Collins coming back soon, maybe we see that come to fruition. On the Nuggets side, it's not a loss that I would really be that pissed about. Jokic, he started slow. He was 1 for 7. For him to finish with the stats that he did just shows best player on the planet, bar none. You finally got a good game out of Cam Johnson. I think he made 5 threes. It was just a case of they clearly took that bench unit. They took Jevon Carter, Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, took them a little too lightly, and this is the NBA. You can get got any day. So great win for the Bulls. We'll see if they can build on it against the Blazers in a couple nights here elsewhere around the league. How about those Minnesota Timberwolves? They got a much needed win against the Dallas Mavericks, and for them, what's really good about this game is Naz Reid is starting to come alive again. He had a very slow start to the season. Totally understandable with everything he went through in the offseason with the death of his sister. Basketball is probably the last thing on his mind, so totally excusable slow start to the season. But the last couple games here, he's starting to figure something out. Watching that game too, I really like this Jaylen Clark kid. The defense he plays, it makes a difference. He's one of those guys, whenever he's on the court, you definitely notice his energy and effort on that end. So the Western Conference is going to be tough, guys. It's going to be a bloodbath, and the Timberwolves, they are showing that they are still right there. Cleveland Cavaliers, they got a big win against the Milwaukee Bucks. If you're a Bucks fan, you got to be a little concerned here with that Giannis injury. I was watching that game, and for 5 minutes, he was kind of running around, kind of grabbing at that groin area. He didn't look 100% healthy. This is one where if this is an injury where he misses time, that Bucks team, they're going to slide. They're at 8-7 right now. I don't know how long they can tread water without Giannis. And if Giannis misses a big chunk of time, it's going to be really interesting to see how these All-NBA ballots play out towards the end of the year, because Wemby's going to be out about 4 weeks. Giannis going to be out who knows how long. Groin injury, I could see it being 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to have a lot of guys who might struggle to get that 65-game mark. Going to make for some interesting All-NBA teams this year. And lastly, we had Paul George finally make his season debut. Did he look great? No, but you got to give him a pass. I think it's the first basketball game he's played in, 9-10 months. You also need to realize where he's at. He is in year 16. He's 35 years old. LeBron and Steph kind of fooled you guys. Similar in the NFL, how Tom Brady made everybody think you can play, till 40, 45, and then Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees at the end of their careers are kind of making people realize, well, maybe it's not realistic to expect guys to last that long. It's the same thing. LeBron and Steph got you guys thinking you could still be elite players into your late 30s, into your 40s. I mean, Kevin Durant deserves some love there too, but for the most part, this is kind of the trajectory that we see for superstar players. I didn't think he looked completely washed last night. he looked really rusty. I think best case scenario for the Sixers is he's either like the Dallas version of Vince Carter, where he is a 40% three-point shooter. He could give you something off the bench every once in a while. He was a consistent 13 points per game. He could make some assists. He'd play some defense. Just a good, solid role player. Grant Hill with the Suns, another guy who comes to mind. If he could play that kind of veteran role with this Sixers team, because they do have Tyrese Maxey, they got VJ Edgecombe, McCain's probably going to get his legs under him soon and start making a big impact again. They don't need Paul George to be Paul George. They just need him to be that veteran, that calming presence in the lineup. So best case scenario, he's one of those guys. You know, he's Vince Carter with the Mavericks or Grant Hill with the Suns. Worst case scenario is like Tracy McGrady with the Pistons, where it's just over. And when you watch him play, he doesn't quite realize it's over yet. He's still trying to do the things he used to do, but his body can't quite handle it. So Paul George, jury's out on him. I'm not going to judge him on his first game last night. I didn't think he looked that bad. I think if anything, he showed a willingness to defer to Tyrese Maxey and defer to VJ Edgecombe. And if he continues to do that, the Sixers could have a very solid starting five on their hands.